Hey, Sinners, how's everybody doing? This is our Shortcuts episode. I, of course, am Sean, and I'm here with my incredible co-host who is so awesome, and I love her to death, and her name is,
Shannon!
yeah, Shannon, you're welcome. I don't know why I'm being so aggressive right out of the gate. So,
We're just so
Shortcuts.
excited.
What do we do with Shortcuts? I don't know that we can top the description that Shannon did last episode where she said they're finger sandwiches of horror. I don't know if we could beat that. I really don't. So these are little tiny morsels of delicious horror that have been lovingly curated and cared for in a hothouse full of dread and blood and gore. And just when they're at their peak ripeness, we pluck them and then we put them right into your ear hole.
It's so graphic.
I don't know. I don't know why these things come out of my mouth. Okay. Is this going to be a full-blooded smorgasbord of horror this week? It's not, to be fair. It's a little light. We are ramping up into the summer months where things will get a little bit spicier, but we definitely have some good horror to put on everyone's radar. But as far as like the movies that have come out, we can't complain. We just came off of 2 months of every damn week was another horror movie and another horror movie. So we're in a
Yeah,
tiny little bit of a lull. But that's okay.
that's
We still
okay.
have, we still have stuff to talk about. But come on, you know what we do first. Okay, let's have it. Stop teasing everybody. Get to it.
I got two pretty good ones, I think, this week. Okay, so first one, celebrating 35 years, came out in 1989.
Okay.
That is Pet Cemetery. So
And
starting Dale Midkiff, Denise Crosby, Fred Gwynn. Um,
Fred Gwynn.
yeah, I know. He was so great. He was just awesome.
Can I shamelessly promote our podcast on another podcast? If
Of
you want to
course.
hear, if you want to hear a really fun episode on Pet Cemetery, by all means, listen to Cradle to the Grave, where none other than this fucking doofus, Sean O'Connor, was lucky enough to get invited on to from Eric Hansen to talk about Pet Cemetery. Now, Eric does a fantastic job talking about Pet Cemetery, and he's highly entertaining. And I had a bit of the Cindy Brady syndrome where the red light came on, and I was like, so I don't know if my contribution is going to be great, but Eric's fantastic. I can tell you that much. And we had a lot of fun talking about Pet Cemetery. I really, I may have not have landed the plane with Eric because at the end of it, he's like, "So Sean, is it a classic or not?" So I think I may have been putting up a lot of contradictory statements. I'm like, "I love this movie; it's so good," but anyway, it's terrible, and I hated it. What is happening? I love Pet Cemetery. It's certainly a flawed film. I think my biggest problem with it is that of the three actors that you have in there, only Fred Gwynn as Judd knows what movie he's in and is actually acting in that movie. The other two, one
he's
is
a professional. He's a
well,
professional. That's why.
I mean, Herman Munster, come on, kisses all over his gigantic face. You've got Dale Midkiff, who is doing, has either cocaine eyes or dead eyes for half the movie. Oh no, for like every other scene in the movie. So Dale Midkiff chose a style that didn't work for me, and
Okay.
then Denise Crosby is in an episode of Falcon Crest. I don't know. She's not in Pet Cemetery. She's in an episode of Falcon Crest, and it's like a family drama, and she's in a completely separate film. But the bonkers thing about all of this, and Sinners, I know it's me. I'm well aware that you have a different opinion. But
Like
even though
it's a you
there's,
problem.
well, even though you got this like weirdness of three people acting in three different movies, the thing works. It
Mhm.
absolutely works. And I love it.
But
Maybe we
did you
found
read
out
the
more of
book?
it. Yes, I did read the book. I actually funny story, or possibly really, really sad story. My first day at NYU, I did not go out that night because I stayed in my dorm to finish Pet Cemetery. This is a true story. Nor did I go to the first day of classes because I'm a slow reader, and it took me that day to finish Pet Cemetery as well. So didn't go out when everybody went out the first night to meet everybody, and didn't go to first day of classes because I was reading a Stephen King novel.
It sounds about right.
You know, it is what it is, but it's true. As sad as that paints me, it is true. I think that's the scariest novel I've ever read at that moment. Oh, hands down, that was the scariest novel I ever read at that moment in my life. I think I maybe have read scarier since, because it's been a damn long time. What about you?
So I listened to an audiobook pretty recently, and that was read by Michael C. Hall. So that was really fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, he did a great job with that one.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, he even got the accent of Fred Gwynn pretty good. So it was cool to listen to. But definitely, yeah, I definitely highly recommend listening to the audiobook. Most of Stephen King's audiobooks, honestly, they're really fun to listen to. He always gets really good people that act it out, while you're listening. So I thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay, can I throw stuff at you to make you crazy, and you're like, you didn't tell me you were going to do this? And you can say no, I'm going to do it anyway.
I know.
Scariest novel you've ever read or listened to?
Huh.
What do you think?
Wow. I may have to think about that one.
Pet Cemetery comes to mind like immediately, though, right?
Yeah. No, it definitely was creepy, for sure. And I mean, and this one too, like at least in book form, anyway. It just definitely had a lot of depth to it. The description of the sister, the description of Gage, and even him like just trying to get back to Gage. I feel like was a big deal. Like getting into the cemetery, how he plotted to get in there, and not get caught. Like it was very, very detailed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's definitely up there for sure. If I think of another one, I'll try to remember. I'm just gonna blurt it out loud.
Can I tell you?
You might be in the middle of talking about something else. I'm just gonna blurt it out loud.
Totally okay. Well, that's unfair because I never do that to you.
Let's go back and look at some clips.
I'm going to do a smash cut of me interrupting you, which happens every 4 seconds on this fucking podcast. And I'm amazed you don't punch me when we see each other in person. I'm going to tell 2 quick funny stories because this is becoming the Pet Cemetery episode.
Oh boy. I have another.
I know.
Another movie to talk about.
Shannon, it's totally fine. I literally have almost no thing to talk about. It was a very quiet week in horror. Okay, so 2 funny things. One of my favorite things is the Micmac Indians never read the book when it came out and found out years later that the movie had portrayed them as cannibals, and they were like, "Wait, what the fuck now? Wait, what?" So the Micmac Indian tribe not a fan of Pet Cemetery at all.
I'm sure,
because they're like, "Yeah, we didn't do that. We didn't even fucking eat people." So there was that.
Well, it was supposed to be because of a Wendigo, right? Like it. Yeah. Like you just decided to eat people, like you were under like a spell or something.
It's true, but I'll be honest, I don't necessarily remember the Wendigo portion of the book, but I definitely remember the Micmac Indians being a big part of it. We got to rehab our image. This is a true story. Three of my friends who turned out to be best friends, we did not know each other back when this movie came out back in '89. And it wasn't until we became friends, and years later, for some reason we all started talking about Pet Cemetery one night, and all 3 of us had the same collective experience that we were so terrified by the movie. Not necessarily, it wasn't the Pet Cemetery, it was the sister Zelda. We were so insanely terrified by Zelda when she's like, "Ah, I'm gonna get
Yeah, when she
you."
runs up to the fucking camera.
Again, a horrific portrayal of that disease, which if you had that affliction, none of those things happened to you, by the way. So the
Might have been a
80s,
little exacerbated. May have been.
yeah, the 80s are like, spina bifida, yeah, you turn into a zombie, whatever. Yeah, and you eat people. It makes sense. This checks out. So all three of us ran to our cars directly from the movie theater. Now, Shannon, keep in mind, this happened to three different people in three different locations when we
Wow.
saw this movie. My best friend Joe was so terrified that he had my other buddy John sleep over in his house that night because he couldn't go to bed.
He was just
So
scared.
he's such an incredible fraidy cat. I mean, he's like they're like 5-year-old children who push him down and taunt him. They're like, "You afraid?" And he's like, "I am. I am."
Oh,
He's
Lord.
the most scared person I've ever met in my life, and we love him for it.
Perfect.
All
So he's
right,
an easy target for you.
guess what I'm going to start doing now? I'm going to start stopping talking about Pet Cemetery. How about that?
How about that? Maybe we should do an episode on it. I don't know.
11 minutes and 30 seconds in to our first movie. All right, what's the next one?
Well, let's see how long you talk about this one. So this one is celebrating 30 years. Came out in 1994. It's a little
Okay,
different.
okay.
Okay, this it might be kind of a slept-on movie, depending on it definitely became a cult following, I think, after time. And it's the 90s tech horror Brain Scan.
37 of my friends saw this movie on the same night, and I'm going to tell you every single story that they have. Okay. You know what? I never saw
No,
this
that's
movie.
false. That's false. You don't have 37 friends.
Ow! Ow! That's so mean. It's true. That's so mean. It's so hurtful. Ow! Why? Look, I already brought up my shame about me being a complete dork at college. Why do you have to exacerbate it? Never saw this film. You just caught a pass.
Oh,
Is it
you never
good?
saw Brain Scan?
Never saw it.
Okay, honestly, I want to say it's actually legitimately probably been about 30 years since I've seen
It's just,
it. I mean, I definitely saw it because Ed Furlong was the star in it. T. Ryder Smith was like the main villain. He was known as the Trickster.
okay.
I think it was so Eddie Furlong came right from doing T2. So he went right from that to doing this movie.
Talk about
So,
a hot guy.
so now he was now the new, 90s kid, so we all saw it because obviously he was in it, but it was one of those films that and I don't think anybody was ready for it because it's supposed to be technologically highly advanced. It
Mhm.
has to do basically, like, the short version is that it's which, he's a lonely teenager, dealing with the woes of being a teenager or whatever. And he, starts playing a video
So
game,
upbeat.
and then the video game is kind of real. It was the best way I can describe it, like, if in a nutshell, it's almost kind of like a 90s tech horror version of not Jurassic Park, Jesus Christ, of Jumanji.
Oh, ooh, I like
It's
Jumanji.
almost like that. Like, you start to play the game, but shit's really happening to you. But so when he takes a life, like, he's actually taking a life.
Ooh,
Yeah.
this premise
So
sounds
I
awesome.
think you can watch the whole thing actually on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I found it right on there too.
Do,
So for
do you
Sinners, I
think
never saw it.
this is like during that time? I think I could be completely pulling this out of my ass, but I feel like this is during that time where we had Brain Scan and maybe we also had like Lawnmower Man, and they were both like tech heavy movies at that time, but nothing ever really caught on. You know what's
Mm.
weird? I feel like tech heavy horror never really lands. There's probably
No.
a glaring example, like there's one movie where people are like, "Are you nuts?" But don't you feel that way? Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's over. At least, like, it does happen to me too. Like I said, I remember I saw this movie and, like, everything went over my head. Like, I'm not a huge tech heavy person for some reason, but I mean, I can come to appreciate it,
Yeah. Oh, for
I
sure.
think, I think that's what happened to me too with Halloween 3 Season of the Witch at first.
Little tech
Like it
heavy.
just I'm like all of a sudden I just went, yeah, like when it got to like the witches, I was just like, what is happening here?
Yeah, like the Stonehenge and the computers and the microchips and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
masks.
It like went
Yeah,
way over my head.
back then I was just like, just show me more Tom Atkins' delicious face. Dr. Dan
That's
Chalice.
what I said. That's what I said about Eddie Furlong back then.
Eddie Furlong. Oh my God. Talk about a moment. I mean,
Hmm.
all right, I'm going to break my promise. I'm going to bring up Pet Cemetery, but it's Pet Cemetery 2. So
Yeah, which I actually
T2,
like.
I do too. I do too. I'm not going
Yeah.
to talk about it though. I feel like I've already pushed you and the Cinners far enough.
We'll make an episode
Right.
out of it.
Two fantastically great movies. Yeah, this is weird. Now I'm like a little bit obsessed about Eddie Furlong's moment in time. You know, he is acting again, so
Yeah.
that's good. I mean, I think that's positive, and I'm happy for him for that.
Yeah, I
All
think he's
right,
getting back into it.
let's go to. I just have 2 books,
Okay.
but I gotta sing my song. Emily, I steal all your stuff, but you're gonna love it because I'm talking about horror for weenies. Everybody, Sinners. Emily uses Horror for Weenies, which everybody's got to buy. Comes out in September, but guess what? The pre-sales are happening now. Please, your local bookseller. You can go online and you can find your local bookseller, or you can go to the big, store, the Barnes and Nobles and the Amazons. But please, please, please pre-order this book. When I tell you, Shannon and I were lucky enough to get galley copies. Thank you so much, Emily. That was just like it was like our birthdays came early. But that brings me to my point that this is for all of your horror fans in your life and all of those people that you think want to be horror fans, but they're too fraidy cats, like Joe.
Yeah,
This book
Joe.
is, yeah, Joe. This book is the perfect gift for all of your fraidy cat fans, for horror fans, and all of your gore lovers and horror
Hmm.
lovers like we are.
Yeah.
This book is going to weigh down so many stockings come holidays from me. So, Emily, I'm gonna have that damn truck backed up in my driveway. It's just gonna go beep beep, open up, and books are just gonna start pouring out. Oh, I forgot. I'm talking about other books too. All right. So we have, oh boy. Okay. So we have 2 books. We have V. Castro's new book, which is Immortal Pleasures. I'm just going to sum it up this way: an ancient Aztec vampire in a modern day setting. If that doesn't make you like burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man and run to go buy that book, I can't help you. Then we have Indian Burial Ground by Nick. Oh my God, Nick! I
Nick
can't.
Medina.
Nick Medina. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh, Short story collection on the Indian reservation. First off, I love the cover. Check out the cover, Sinners. You're gonna love it. I am going to buy this very quickly, so fast that my hands may burn. So those are 2 books, including Emily's. Let's make it 3 that I'm putting on everyone's radar. And yeah, please go out and support these authors. They put out great work, and you should.
Absolutely.
Want to talk about a movie? Let's talk about a movie.
Let's talk about
All
a
we have
movie.
is we got Abigail. That's all we got. It's enough.
As far as what's out, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hearing that it's fun.
I'm hearing that it is super fun. I'm hearing that Dan Stevens and Catherine Newton are a joy to watch. So yeah, I think we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. I think this is a nice popcorny fright film that is exactly what we need after coming off of like a lot of biblical horror.
Right?
It February and March were 2 tough months if you're a nun, you know, or a late night talk show host.
Or
Um,
a little overly religious.
Speaking of which, Late Night with the Devil's on Shudder now. I'm cribbing off of our news section, but if you have Shudder, it dropped on Friday the 19th, so definitely check it out. Shannon and I absolutely love that movie, along with our favorite fellas from Macabre Daily,
Mhm.
Lowell and Matt. We all walked away. Look, perfect movie. No, confounding ending, possibly, but we all walked away liking it.
Yeah. You Cinners, check, we did a whole episode on it. I actually don't think we spoiled it as much as I thought we were going to. Obviously, there's definitely spoilers like within the episode, so just, approach with caution. But yeah, if you check out our episode of
Yeah,
Late Night with the Devil. Let us know what you think of the film.
I dare you to listen to that episode and not have a laugh or two. We had a lot of fun with those
We
guys.
did we did have a lot of fun.
Okay, so that brings us to news. I already gave away a third of it with Late Night with the Devil is on Shudder. Okay, how about, all right, this first one is, I hate being a jerk. Old Boy is coming to TV, which is fine, but it's being produced by Lionsgate TV. When I see that Lionsgate logo pop up in a movie that I'm watching, I'm immediately filled with dread. They don't have a great track record for putting out quality work. Um,
Mm,
but look, no, nobody likes a jerk. So fingers crossed. Park Chan Wook's Old Boy is a great movie. Please go to the source material. That movie just fucking kills. You know.
yeah.
Um, okay, yeah,
It's like
like I said,
it's like one of those movies that's like a rug that you're standing on, and then someone just takes the rug and goes, and you're
and then
just like,
possibly
ah!
rolls you up in the rug and throws it in the river.
Oh yeah, yeah. The very, very ending will definitely do that to you. You're just like, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you realize you've been watching a very different movie this whole time.
yeah. You kind of go back to the start, and you're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm curious to see where they go with the TV series. But like I said, nobody likes a jerk who said, it's not even. They haven't even shot a frame, and I hate every second of it. You've heard me say those guys. I was going to say those guys and be like, well, that's not fair. It's everybody. No, it's guys. Those fucking guys are exhausting, and they feel like possibly I was one today. Um, Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi, who gets kisses all over his face for everything. He's Steve Buscemi, for
Everything.
God's sake.
Exactly.
He's joining season 2 of Wednesday. I can't wait to see
Oh,
who he
that's
plays.
right. Yeah, that's right. I
Right.
forgot you got announced.
Oh, so excited about that. Then we have, oh my gosh, oh boy, talk about a conundrum, which actually is not a conundrum. It's been solved immediately. The 45th anniversary of Alien comes out this Friday, the 26th, which also happens to be my wife's birthday. Guess where I won't be? At the 45th
Yeah,
anniversary screening of
yeah,
Alien.
and as you, I get it, but as you should.
Tell me if you enjoyed yourself seeing Alien on the big screen. I'm frantically Googling 10 a.m. showing, 10 a.m. showing. Fuck work, 10 a.m. showing.
We
There's
don't
none.
need jobs.
No, no. Okay. So everybody enjoy that. Let me know how it is. I'll be celebrating my gorgeous wife's birthday as I should. Um, the platform too. I don't know if you watched the platform on Netflix. It was something, and I mean that in a positive way.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Came out a couple of years ago. They're making a sequel to it. Let me tell you, that little movie, quiet little movie, made a pretty big noise on Netflix.
Oh, I
After,
think it
like, it
did.
gathered steam. So curious to see where Platform 2 goes.
Mm-hmm.
I
Very,
doubt.
very interesting source material.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to turn out well for any of the characters, but we'll see.
I think it's
Um,
only going to get worse.
yeah, uh, I mean, that's why I can't wait to see it. I'm like, how? How is this going to get worse for him? That was a tough hang. Okay. And this one, I'm so sorry, Sinners, for if you're outside the tri-state area. Well, actually, you know what? You have the means and the determination to get to New York. The Tribeca Film Festival is from June 5th until the 16th. Now, that's great for film in general, but let me tell you something. If you haven't been to the midnight section of the Tribeca Film Festival, that doesn't necessarily mean that the movies play at midnight. They just mean it's like the midnight horror genre stuff. It's online now. Please go to the Tribeca Film Festival, and then you can see what is in the midnight screening section. A lot of interesting films. Some I've heard of, but not very many. And I'm really, really interested. I'm not related to anyone whose birthday is during that time period, so I am going to go, and I'm not going to get in trouble for it. So tickets are on sale, and yeah, please support the Tribeca Film Festival. A lot of good genre stuff there. So
Yeah.
if you're in the tri-state area, get on
Huzzah.
it. This is the last piece of news I have, and that is Matt Orozco from Macabre Daily. We were texting back and forth, and guess what? He got a screener of and is watching this weekend, Shannon.
Am I going to be jealous?
Maybe it wouldn't be a Sinful Cuts episode if I didn't bring up the French spider horror movie Infested. Matt got a friggin' screener of Infested.
How much did you offer to pay him for him to send it to you?
Well, I mean, he kind of knew who he was talking to, so he's like, "Don't worry, man. I'll let you know how it is." I'm like, "Please." Then I'm at the gym this morning and I'm listening to Colors of the Dark with Rebecca McKentry and Elric Kane, and Rebecca got a screener as well, and she watched it, and it was a love letter, an absolute love letter.
Nice.
So so I'm like biting through my knuckle. Again, movie is released on the 26th. My wife's birthday. The universe is mocking me. I've only been talking about this movie since I was 11. So that's where we are with that. You want to hear about some trailers? Even though you make fun of me about trailers now, don't think I haven't caught on.
There's definitely one trailer I want to talk about.
Okay, let's see if I bring it up. So, shark season is beginning. Shark season is beginning because we have the trailer for Something in the Water. Oh, crap, Shannon. You know what? There's 2 shark movies. I forgot there's one. I can't remember the name of it. It looks bonkers awesome. It's on Netflix this summer. Great White Shark is in the Seine River.
Under Paris or something like that?
That's the one!
I saw that trailer too.
And
so
then,
I guess I had 2.
Whoever wrote this screenplay kisses c'est la vie, Pepe Le Pew, where he kisses up the arm of the other skunk. I love that. He's like, you know what would be great? If we set the triathlon, the shark was swimming through, and you watch this trailer, and you're like, no, they wouldn't. Oh, yep, they're definitely doing that. It looks bananas. I'll put the I'm sorry, Sinners, because I suck at my job, but I will definitely find out the name of that movie and I'll put it in the show notes. Okay, I think we're gonna play a little game. I'm not gonna mention the last trailer. I'm gonna let you mention it because I think I know what you're talking about. We're gonna find out. Okay. So it's definitely not this one. So the trailer for Trim Season dropped. Trim Season about a bunch of itinerant workers that are trimming cannabis plants. And it's kind of trippy, and it's getting buzz. So I just wanted to put that on people's radar. What You Wish For with Nick Stahl, who plays a chef who takes the place. He's the sous chef. The chef hangs himself. You see this in the trailer. I'm not giving anything away.
Okay.
And he takes the chef's place and goes to like this island of like rich people, and he's cooking one meal for them. He should not have taken that chef's place from the look of the trailer.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
I'm really happy for Nick Stahl as well. I don't think this is any secret. He battled some addiction issues a while back, and he seems to have really, embraced recovery, and now he's working steadily, and he's a really, really good actor.
That's
And
great.
yeah, we benefit because he's a really good actor in his own right, but he does a lot of genre movies, and this looks like it could be really fun.
That sounds
So good on
interesting.
yeah, good on you, Nick. We'd love to
Mhm,
see you back.
mhm.
Holy cow. Okay. Sweet Tooth coming to Netflix. I think this is season 2. So for you Sweet Tooth fans out there,
Yeah,
check
yeah,
out the
season
trailer.
2.
Then the last one I'm going to do, and I'm going to save the surprise for you. Night Watch Demons Are Forever is coming to Netflix as well. The reason I bring this up, Sinners, and stay with me, it's a little bit of a yarn puzzle. Night Watch was remade with Ewan McGregor and Nick Nick Nolte in the
Okay.
90s.
I was like, "Don't ask me, I don't know who it is."
Okay, that movie I thought was original. That movie came out in the 90s, and it's pretty good. He's like a med student who takes a overnight shift in a morgue, and there's murders about. It's a good it's a good little movie. Found out that it's a remake. I did not know this.
Huh.
The original Danish movie stars Nikolai Coster-Waldau, if I have those 3 names correct, which I think I do, from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I know that name.
Shannon, the original, is a bajillion times better than the remake. So
Holy hell.
guess what those sweet little sweet faces did? They've made a sequel to the original,
Oh,
and the trailer looks fucking banana cake. You gotta check this trailer out. So
now I want
they
banana
brought,
cake.
oh yeah, don't yeah. Now I'm starved. I just want wings and banana cake. All right, so I'm pushing everybody to checking out the Night Watch Demons Are Forever trailer, but please, sinners, go back and watch the original because I did, and boy, oh boy, satisfaction guaranteed. That was a
Nice.
banger. Now I'm gonna shut up. What's the last trailer, Shannon?
Do you want to do a count of 3? We'll say it at the same time.
Yup.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Trap.
Trap. The little girl came out again. Did you hear her? Yeah. I don't.
Oh,
I'm ready to roundhouse kung fu kick this laptop right off its stand right now.
if you did that, that would have been my favorite episode we've ever done.
A, I
And
can
we're
barely
keeping
get
that
off
in.
there. B, I do not know what sort of martial art a roundhouse even is. All you would hear is crack of my femur going in half, and then me scream, and then the little girl coming out again.
Yeah, basically. And then the ambulance.
We need to make this. We need to make this like something. We need to do like a live episode. This looks insane.
Yes. And Josh Hartnett, come on.
Okay,
Come on.
can I? All right, I don't want to spoil anything, and I don't even know if we can because we don't know what the hell the movie's about. But can I ask
Not
you
really.
a question? Knowing that it's coming from M. Night Shyamalan, who is the king of the twist, he he makes you feel. And Sinners, we're not giving anything away. This is literally in the trailer, but I also don't want to spoil the trailer. So, oh boy, all right, this is a tough one. But all I'm going to say to you is, from what we see in the trailer, do you think that there is a massive twist that is not what you see in the trailer?
I always think that.
Okay.
I always think that.
And you're
Um,
always right.
yeah, so it's been obviously it's M Night Shyamalan has been at least with me personally. I don't want to speak for obviously all the sinners out there, but he's very hit or miss with me. Obviously, he started off very
Same.
strong. The last couple movies, they're he did Knock at the Cabin, right?
He did. And
Yeah.
a huge problem with that because that's Paul Tremblay's novel, and he did not give him credit on the poster
Mm.
story based on the novel by Paul Tremblay. So even though I am a M. Night Shyamalan fan, that was bullshit with a capital B.
Yeah, that's not
No
nice.
bueno. No
No,
bueno.
not nice.
No, fuck that. Paul Tremblay is a goddamn angel sent from heaven.
You're so dramatic.
I have very strong opinions on things.
No, I know. No, but I agree with you though. He should definitely, his name definitely should have been on there.
But
But just as an example, I think Knock at the Cabin, there was just like no surprise element to it. Like, okay, like they explained the story and then we got what we got. We got literally what they were saying, like that. I don't like, they basically told you what to expect and then we got the expectation. Like there was no twist
and
to it, I
Shannon,
guess.
I don't know if you read Paul's novel, if you actually read Cabin in the Woods, but the original ending is better than what Shyamalan put on film. So
Mm,
it's like, not only did you not give him credit on the fucking poster, you didn't go right to the source material and film that, which would have been more satisfying.
gotcha.
Uh, so yeah. But anyway, I mean, we're going to wholeheartedly support this movie Trap because it also feels like, when was
It's
the
just
last time
it's
you
just
saw a
intriguing.
trailer?
It's just
Like,
very
what was
intriguing.
don't you kind of feel like a kid, like you would see a trailer as a teen or something, and the trailer was so insane, you got so excited to see the movie? It's bringing back like a vibe,
Yeah,
you know?
because like it's like Sinners. Like you watch this trailer, you just genuinely don't know who the mouse or the cat is. It's
No,
definitely
it's so great.
it's kind of along those lines. It's a cat and mouse type of a film, but you really don't know who the fuck it is,
Okay,
and
I
that's
have our
interesting.
I have our first I have our first game that we're going to play, because the movie's coming out soon-ish. We don't have a lot of time, but you and I are going to write down what we think the twist is. We're going to seal those in an envelope, and we are going to open them up after the movie, and we're going to see if we can predict. And Sinners,
Wow.
I'm going to open this up to everybody. I'm certainly not going to give my address out so you could mail me your stupid envelopes,
You could put
but
it in via email. You could email us.
yeah. So we'll put it out there. Oh, please, by all means,
Mhm,
simplecuts@gmail.com.
mhm.
Uh, email us, and we'll see who gets it right. But I'll tell you this right now: I'm not reading one of those emails until I see the movie, because someone's going to nail it.
I know, I know.
Oh boy, I
But
think
I'm
I
excited
have.
for it.
Yeah, I think I have an idea, but it's garbage, so I'm not going to say it. That shortcuts. We got all them witches to talk about, Shannon. So we got to get out of here.
I know we do. All right, well, then that is a cut.
Woo woo woo! It turns out that Josh Hartnett is extraterrestrial. That's not a twist.